Hello and welcome. I don't get it. I was promised a Jäger, but all I got was this tiny boat. Is this taking me to my Jäger? Because I was promised a giant robot that I can punch Discount Godzilla with, and yet this is what I get. It's not even a very impressive boat compared to, well, everything else around me. It basically doesn't have guns. I mean, sure, it has some pistols on board, but all else it has is just some green triangles. What are green triangles going to do? I suppose I can go and cap with this though, because it's a tiny boat, it isn't visible from very far. And this makes it pretty good for contesting cap zones. At least that would be the case if the ships in the cap zone wouldn't have radar. Of course, the red team's destroyer is a Gdansk that does have radar. But maybe it won't be an issue. Okay, the Gdansk took out our cruiser, which is not good news. But at least I am locking the cap zone. I just have to wait some more time for my Prince Ruprecht to come, and then I suppose we should be able to deal with the Gdansk, especially since the Shimakaze is turning around as well, and a potential Venezia is rounding the corner from far away. And hey, maybe we'll get lucky with some green triangle. Oh! I got radared, but the radar disappeared in 2 seconds because the cruiser actually sank Gdansk. Imagine playing a tier 10 destroyer and then getting torped by a tier 8 cruiser and dying to those torpedoes. Well, that's perfect though, because now I have a lot of room to do things with. I can torp that Iowa, I can try to hit an Atago, which would be difficult, because cruisers tend to have some capability of using WASD to dodge. But right now I'm actually getting the cap for free. All I have to do is just stay away from the Atago for long enough and this should be pretty good. Oh! The Atago actually managed to get into the cap at the last second, literally last second. I suppose all we can do is try to get lucky with our green triangles. And I just have to stay away from being spotted. Oh, Atago is turning away. That's good. This means that she will not be able to spot me. Her bow is already pointed in the other direction, therefore I don't need to worry about being spotted. And I can start heading closer as well. Torpedoing from behind against anyone is fairly difficult, or at least unlikely to be successful, but maybe we can intercept the Iowa and try to torpedo her. Another option is that there is a Kremlin heading towards us. At least in this general direction. Maybe we can get the Kremlin. That would really be good. I mean, so far, this is the only cap that has been taken, so we are winning at least. The Shimakaze's torpedoes though, I mean, those white triangles there, those are incredibly deadly. And they do look to be on course to hit at least some of them. I'm gonna only launch half of my torpedoes towards the Kremlin. I want to see whether there are floodings, and if that's the case, I want to see what the Kremlin does to then launch the rest of them. Hopefully, we'll get a double flood after her damage control party, so that we can flood again. Excellent, we managed to land 4 torpedoes. And the Kremlin seems to be speeding up. I guess at this point it's a bit too late for the Kremlin to change where she's going, right? She can't turn out because of the island. And therefore she can either turn towards us, which puts her on a course fighting with the Montana and the Prince Ruprecht and the Venezia, Or she can try to round the island and then run away. Oof! We got the rudder, I think. We got the ship's rudder. And she has used damage control party, which means that... yeah, she's mid-turn, so she's just gonna turn into the island. Well, that's a beached whale right there. Yep, she just beached on the island. And it wasn't her choice. Simply torpedoes knocked out the rudder. That was some perfect position that those torps hit. This also means that we can do some follow-up torpedoes. Atago is turning away again, which makes her an unlikely target. Oh, we got a flooding, got the engine as well. I suppose she will damage control party the flood. Oh, an Jäger on the other side too. Don't mind if I do. She's not going into the cap obviously because it's on their side. But maybe we'll get lucky with those torpedoes. The next target should be the Iowa. The Kremlin has already been taken care of. I mean, right now there's nothing to oppose me here. After they lost to Gdansk, there was just nothing that could spot me. Ataga would be a bit too tough to fight, but the Iowa is a perfect target. Oh! A nice 6 torpedo hits on the Jäger. This is going pretty well. I mean, being on the broadside of a battleship as a torpedo destroyer is always a great time. And I can just get really close because I don't have to worry about sudden radars or a destroyer popping up. I can simply just get close to the Iowa and torp her. I mean, I'm less than 7 kilometers from her. She is flooding. Will she just keep flooding without a damage control party? Okay. I guess we can just leave some more torpedoes. Oh, Jäger is back again for more green triangles. I guess she's hungry. I'm only gonna launch one. I'm gonna save this for the Iowa. Maybe we'll get another flooding. Okay, she is turning in towards the Montana, I guess. Or maybe it simply looks this way because of me passing her bow. Yeah, no, she actually doesn't seem to be turning. Never mind. Ooh, those torpedoes look on point on the Jäger. Hello, flooding. Oh, the island wind managed to catch the Iowa instead. Well, we can launch some more on the Jäger then. I don't know where exactly she's gonna go, so I'm gonna launch a wide... Wait! The torpedoes that passed the Iowa actually hit the Atago in the back? Wow! That's incredible. By the way, did you guys notice? This is a CV match. There are aircraft carriers in this match. Yeah, crazy, huh? We haven't seen any planes. At least, they haven't been very instrumental on either side. On our side of the map. Honestly, aircraft carriers are pretty much the bane of Jägers because you don't have a smokescreen, you can't disengage. And, you know, to hide from the planes. We have no other targets, so we're going to leave some very long-range torpedoes for the Atago. In fact, they are literally out of range. The Atago has to sail into them. Okay, there's the Z-46. Let's try some green triangles on the destroyer. Meanwhile, I'll just keep heading towards the A-cap, or at least in that general direction. I don't wish to go too close to a San Martin, because I don't remember what she does. Besides, I also don't wish to engage in a close fight with a Z-46. Ooh, Atago? Does she have a rudder? Yes, she does. And she dodged. Well done, Atago, well done. The Z-46 has been taken care of. I guess it goes to show that a destroyer really can't just go and fight a Venezia. tends to not end well for the destroyer. Maybe we'll get lucky on the San Martin then? Probably not, but it's not like we have anything else to torpedo. Atago is missing, so we can't even... I suppose we could just take random shots, but it's better to just try our luck on San Martin instead. But you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that maybe we should go bird hunting. Because looking at the minimap, there seems to be a Kaga not too far away. And perhaps, we can just snag a kill on those birds. Besides, even if Kaga is not there, at least Jäger is there anyway. It seems that we have this game in hand though. We're pretty far ahead. The positioning of our ships is kind of interesting though. If you notice, all the other destroyers, the battleships, the cruisers, they're all, you know, roughly in our spawn except the Prince Ruprecht. And it's just me over here, being an absolute menace towards them. Honestly, so far I've been a pretty big disaster for the red team. Just completely out of control. There was nothing to check me after the Gdansk went down. So those Shumanta torpedoes were pretty on point. By the way, we spotted where the birds are. I mean, there's the combat air patrol of the Kaga. Obviously she is hiding behind the island. One advantage of hiding your CV behind an island is that, well, you get to be hidden, right? On the other hand though, you won't know of approaching dangers until it's far too late. Right now the only indicator that the Kaga could be in danger is that RPF is pointing on her, but I'm pretty sure you don't see that when you're flying the planes. So now I get spotted, but it's a bit too late for the Kaga. Oh, and she's reversing towards me. Yeah, you're in trouble, buddy. You're in trouble. That felt good. That felt good. We even shut down a plane with our pistols. That's pretty unbelievable. But every day is a good day where you see a sinking aircraft carrier. Ah, what a sore sight for eyes. Now we can go on Cap A, because now we will not be contested. But what do we do after the A cap? I suppose we'll just have to get lucky with the Atago. Because while the closest target is the San Martin, at least according to RPF, I don't think I can catch up to her. I would need something that's heading in my direction instead. The game is obviously over, but, you know, it's always nice to get a little bit extra damage, isn't it? Wow, the San Martin actually managed to disappear. I mean, our team has been playing pretty defensively, and I think they've done well. It's just basically me that has been an unmitigated disaster for the enemy team. Oh! Atago is low HP, 1620. But I'm still unsure whether I could actually win this fight with my guns. It's a little questionable. I'm gonna wait until I get the cap zone, at least, you know, wait a little bit so that her return fire won't knock me out of the cap zone. Oh, game ended, never mind. And her return fire wouldn't have knocked me out of the cap, but I do 363 damage. If the Atago had landed like 2 good salvos, which she might have gotten off, she could have had me instead. Probably not, but could have. But look at this monster of a game. 212,000 damage? 36 torpedo hits? That's pretty good. 2233 base XP? Not actually as high as you would think, but we did fight some lower tier ships. But that Atago actually played really well. I mean, consider that he actually went into the cap zone early on and she's still alive. We launched 138 torpedoes. We basically hijacked like a quarter of the Navy's entire torpedo stockpile to launch this match. Oh boy. But man, this was great. Playing torpedo destroyers, especially when you get behind the enemy lines, just feels amazing. Let's compliment this Atago because she definitely deserved for surviving all of that. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would like to thank the patrons on Patreon. Thank you very much for your continued patience, and I hope I'll see you guys next time.